I often believe that you need to treat people like plants, helping them grow, which ultimately will help me grow and learn too. In our school, where the lines between friend and foe blur with each passing day, Stoic indifference, or ataraxia, serves as a crucial armor. It teaches us to remain composed regardless of the outcomes of our academic and social skirmishes. During the survival test on the deserted island, we saw numerous instances where emotional reactions could have jeopardized strategies. When Horikita was ill and vulnerable, the easy path might have been to succumb to panic or fear. Instead, adopting Stoic principles, I focused on rational solutions, conserving our resources and strategizing calmly, which ultimately led to our class's advantageous position. Stoic indifference, or ataraxia, is a philosophical idea from ancient Greece, further refined by the Stoic philosophers. The objective of cultivating Stoic indifference is to reach a state of mental tranquility and inner serenity, devoid of negative emotions such as fear, anger, and anxiety. Take, for example, the special tests where each student's true nature and capabilities are revealed. In these moments, the essence of Stoicism, remaining emotionally stable, is not just beneficial but essential. Temperance is also a virtue that resonates deeply within our competitive environment. When faced with the temptation to exploit others for personal gain, as many students do, Stoicism teaches us restraint. This was evident when I had the opportunity to manipulate outcomes more drastically, but chose a path that was less disruptive, aiming for long-term stability over short-term gains. Similarly, consider the instance with Kushida. Her dual personality and manipulative tactics could easily incite anger or resentment. However, by practicing Stoic indifference, I observed and interacted with her without allowing these emotions to cloud my judgment or actions. This indifference to her manipulations allowed me to navigate the situation without escalating conflicts or revealing my own strategies prematurely. The practice of justice in Stoicism isn't about legal righteousness, but about moral fairness and acting in the community's interest. When Sakura was being blackmailed and ostracized, it would have been easy to ignore her plight. However, adhering to Stoic justice, I intervened subtly, ensuring her safety and the preservation of fairness, demonstrating that justice involves supporting those who are most vulnerable. In another scenario, when Ryuin used underhanded methods to try and discover the leaders of each class, it would have been natural to respond with hostility or aggression. Instead, reflecting the Stoic virtue of courage, I chose to protect my classmates from his tyranny without direct confrontation, employing subtlety and strategic withdrawals, showcasing that true courage sometimes lies in choosing not to fight battles on the enemy's terms. These examples from our daily encounters at the school underline the application of Stoic indifference, not as a means of detachment, but as a sophisticated tool for engaging with the world rationally and ethically. It's important to remember that Stoic indifference is not about completely suppressing or ignoring your emotions, but rather about finding a balance and not allowing external events to control your emotional state. It's okay to feel a range of emotions, but it's important to recognize when those emotions are becoming unhealthy or irrational, and to work on finding ways to manage them. World resources are dwindling with each day, with demand outstripping supply. More people ill than there are hospital beds, more hungry individuals than available food, more job seekers than positions, more homeless than housing, and more suffering than joy. Suffering is a constant, affecting everyone, rich or poor, in one way or another. While the degree of suffering varies, the total amount persists as an unbounded resource. Efforts to mitigate this suffering, through work, leisure, relationships, and entertainment, offer only brief respite. Despite extensive discourse and philosophical debate on this topic, the need to address our existential pains and soothe our souls remains ever present. The issue of suffering is so pivotal that it has led to the founding of major religions such as Christianity and Buddhism. and has been a central theme in numerous philosophical schools. However, the Stoics offer a particularly pragmatic approach to addressing suffering. They categorize all material items, events, and circumstances into two main groups: good, bad, and the indifferent. Virtues fall into the category of good and should be pursued, vices are considered bad and must be avoided, and everything else is indifferent, bearing no impact on the quality of a good life.